Hey friends, it's Charles here, and today I want to talk about a brand new book from Marvel Comics called Psylocke. Now, as I've stated before in previous videos, I am not a big fan of the X-Men. I haven't followed their stories too closely, and so anything X-Men related I'm coming to with fresh eyes. So you have to bear with me if I don't understand a lot of the X-Men lore. But that being said, this book was very easy to get into, and it's really engaging and gets you from the start. It did something clever in the beginning, where it's like a cold open you would see in a TV show. You start with a boring meeting between these X-Men in Alaska. It seems very formal, kind of um, not something they're excited about. And they're waiting on Psylocke, our main character. And she finally shows up late, and they ask her what she was, why she was late, and traffic. She was caught in traffic from Palmdale, and one of the mutants says, "What the blank was happening in Palmdale?" And we cut to a big action piece that shows exactly what was happening in Palmdale. She was working as a mercenary, so to speak, rescuing the daughter of a anti-mutant politician. And so she says nothing to this group of X-Men. I think because as we go forth, we find out that she's kind of a workaholic. She didn't want them to know that she was still out working away from them. And so that was a great way to introduce the character, set up a great action piece, and establishing the world that we're in, where mutants are part of society, but not quite a trusted part or segment of society. And so I thought that was very cool. And then after that piece, we get the actual open and prelogue. And it's trained from the birth to be a living weapon. Quinon's telepathic powers made her an unstoppable killer until she met the X-Men. Inspired by Charles Xavier's dream, she now uses her deadly skills as a hero and protector. On the mutant nation of Krakoa, Quinon found an identity, a love, and a purpose. But after the fall of the nation, Psylocke has rejoined the X-Men in a world of hate and fear. And it is written by Alyssa Wong, who I've read some of her stuff before. I really enjoyed that and what they were setting up here with this character. She is kind of sent home on a vacation by the leader of the team because she's been doing too much, and he can see that she is getting, she's working herself out, working herself too hard. And we go from that to inner monologue about how she hates to be alone and how she struggles with balancing her old life as an assassin with her new life as a hero. And you get the sense that she's not quite comfortable with either. And I'm not going to give away too many details because, like I always say, I want you to be able to come to this fresh and know what you're getting into, but not knowing exactly what's happening. Don't want to ruin the story for you. But we see that as she is getting herself together in Anchorage on a forced vacation, she gets a call from her sidekick, so to speak, Devon, a person who she rescued and kind of became her sidekick, not really by choice, but was just kind of introduced themselves into the role of sidekick. And she hasn't quite been able to shake her, so she just works with them. And so I thought that was kind of a fun dynamic that they have. Apparently, this Devon is some kind of technological whiz who builds mechanisms that work with Psylocke's psychic abilities. And I thought that was interesting. She is sent on a covert mission by Devon to this gala with a whole bunch of bigwigs who are moving mutant growth hormone. And so she works her way into this. And I'm not going to say too much more about what happens because, like I said, that would be giving you too much. That would possibly ruin the story for you. But let's just say shit picks up from there. We have a lot of themes going on, from what you see in modern society with social justice, the underworld of illicit drugs, and so much. And on top of the heavy themes, there is great art and great action that leaps off of the page, and it makes sense. A lot of times when I get into these Marvel books, it feels like the action is just drawn to be big and exciting, but really don't add to the story. But every panel, every piece of art that's in this book adds to the story, and it teaches you more about Psylocke. So if you're intimidated by getting into a new book, a lot of people are like, I don't know where to begin. Psylocke, number one, is a great place to begin, even if you have no history of the X-Men. So that's been my review. I suggest you get this book. You will not be disappointed, even if you just read it one and done. This is a good standalone book, but I'm gonna subscribe and I'm gonna keep following because I am a brand new fan of Psylocke. Anyway, you guys go check it out, your local comic book store. And if you do not have a local comic book store, I always suggest my friends at Coffee and a Comic. Drop that right down there. Go check them out online or in person if you're in the Huntington Beach area. They ship nationwide and have great deals on shipping and comic books. That being said, I'm going to get into some more comic books. I'm out.